Hey guys, one of the things that I am most passionate about as a teacher, especially of elementary school, is social emotional learning and helping students to be able to identify their own emotions and to work through some challenging times. And right now, especially, things are challenging. And I've been having a difficult time trying to find a way that I can support my students at home the same way that I could in the classroom. So what I decided to do was to adapt something I did in the classroom and essentially try to do the same exact thing online. Just we're going to go through two of them. But first, I'll show you how I use it in the classroom. So if you want to save that for another day when we're back in the classroom. And then I'll show you how I adapt it to be digital. I'm not going to make copies of them because it's super, super simple, and I'm going to walk you through the whole thing. If you have questions, feel free to leave them. I'm happy to help. The first thing I'm going to show you is something that is called the negativity box. Sometimes I call it the bye-bye box because it seems a little bit more appropriate for elementary age, but you can call it what you want, and I do it the most simple way possible. There's all different kinds of ways to jazz this up. I just have a box sitting out, and we talked as a class about negativity and what negative feelings are and what the causes are of them and what we do to get rid of those feelings. Because as adults, you know that it can be very distracting to have something negative on your mind. It's the same way for children, if not worse. What they can do in the classroom version is they can go up and take a sticky note. They have to write their name on the sticky note just in case it's something concerning, but they know that I will not ask them about it or talk to them about it unless they write down that they want to talk about it on their little piece of paper. So it's a place for them to get things off their chest and a way for them to reach out to me if they don't feel comfortable doing that in person. Now, I've adapted this online through Google Forms, which again, I love Google Classroom, so it's very easy. I'm going to show you how I did it. It's all through Google Chrome. On Google Chrome, I have created a Google slide that I share with my class every day. On this Google slide, what I simply did is I took a picture of my negativity box, the poster and the box, and I put it right here, if you can see that. And you can put any picture. You can just make a text box that says, this is the negativity box, however you want. Now, what I've done is I've put the link in the poster and in the box. I always add a link down here in the bottom, just in case the links don't work. When you click on this link to the negativity box, it will take you here. This is what the students will see. It says, what is bothering you today? You can add details or make it short. We've talked about how you can add a one-word response if that's all you need, or you can write about your whole day in paragraphs. It doesn't matter. Do you want to talk to the teacher about it? It's okay to say no, letting them know that this is a safe place if they just need to get something off their chest. It's okay to say, I don't want to talk about it. At the bottom, we say one last thing to cheer ourselves up before we head on off for the day. Very easy for the students, and they submit it. Now, because I push this out through Google Classroom, they're already logged into their Google accounts. If you aren't doing it that way, they may need to log in first to do this, but they will just need their Google Classroom passwords or their Google passwords. To set this up is very simple. You need to be using any web browser, but I prefer Google Chrome. Again, if you've seen any of my videos, I use Google Classroom, all different sorts of Google applications. So using Google Chrome kind of prevents any possible issues. So if you just go to google.com, very simple, everyone can do it. If you look at my picture over here, right over here next to my picture is this little grid. If I click on that, I'm going to scroll through until I find Forms. It might be in a different place for you. When I click on Google Forms, it will take me here. Again, if you have not logged in, it might ask you to log in now. This is how simple this is. You're just going to create a blank quiz. Title it however you would like to. For me, I called mine the negativity box. So up here, I will put negativity box. And usually it populates right here. Sometimes it doesn't, and you need to retype it. If you want to leave a description, you can. If you don't want to, and your students already know, don't worry about it. For me, I just write, there we go, that was hard. All right, so now we have our questions. So untitled question is exactly where you would type question. Right here, I always start with, what's bothering you? however you would like to phrase your question. Now over here you have your answer options. Short answer or paragraph. I always do paragraph because I don't want it to look like there's any sort of limitations if they want to write more. And I also down here see this required button. Sometimes I forget to do that and it causes a big problem because they will skip a problem and I will only hear part of what they've written and you can't really do much with that. So click on required. So the first thing is, what's the problem? Add a question with this plus sign here. I didn't mean to jump ahead so fast, so I'll do that one more time. This little plus sign comes up on the side. If you click that, it adds another question. To delete them, which I just made an extra, so I might as well show you, the little trash can at the bottom is going to delete a question. So what is on your mind? Next, do you want to talk to the teacher? I like to say with an adult because if it's a bigger problem, I don't want them expecting me and then having someone maybe from the guidance office reaching out. And here, again, I might say paragraph and let them explain. If they want to write more, they can and make that required. You can stop there. I like to, again, add that last one where they can leave a note of positivity for themselves. Another option is, do you want to talk about this with an adult instead of paragraph? If you want to make it really simple, you can just do multiple choice where option 1 is yes and option 2 is no. It's basically done. The last thing that I like to recommend is up here on this little gears icon. If you click on that, I always click collect email addresses because sometimes students won't leave their name and there are problems because you won't be able to identify who you need to talk to. And especially if the issue is big, it could cause some big trouble. So I always collect email addresses and click save. This is now ready for you to send out. Click on send in the corner and you can either do it through email, link, or you can embed it. I always use Google Classroom for my assignments. So I just click on this little paperclip, which gives me the link. I click copy on the bottom. And now if I go all the way back to my Google Classroom, I'm going to click right here, add link, and I can do it that way. Or you can always add and then add it from your Google Drive because now that's also going to be linked in there as well. Now it's active for the students. When you click on it, they may need to sign in, they may not, it depends on what platform you're going through, but this is all they will see. What is on your mind and do you want to talk about it? Now, as the person who would like to go through and check on these, this little pencil at the bottom will show up when you are logged in because you are the creator. When you click on the pencil at the top, you will see questions and you will see responses. Under questions, you can go through and edit any of your questions or the options for responses, or you can go to responses where it will give you a breakdown of who responded and who said what. That makes it very, very simple. And again, you just click on send and get the link right here and you can send it to anyone to see the results. Just make sure if you share this idea with somebody else, you need to make sure they make a copy of the Google form so you are not getting all of their information from the people they're sending it to. So getting back to the slides where I share this, again, I've just shared a picture of it right here. And to attach the link, all you do is you click on an image to attach a link to it. Click on the little paperclip right next to my picture, and it will just ask you to paste the link right in there, and that will make it active. Again, I always add the link down here just in case it's not working. So now to share with you the other side of this, which is the positivity wall. This is one of my favorite things in my classroom. So students have the option, and there's always designated times or students will take advantage of this, for students to write a little encouraging note on a sticky note and add it to the positivity wall. We have a lesson about what types of things make you feel better. We talked about song quotes, about quotes from books and movies, just sayings that you've heard around, or creating your own sayings. So students can write them down. Usually you can limit how many they do a day, or again, you will have students going through stacks of sticky notes and they stick it right on the wall. Now, for students who are sometimes having a hard day or really just need a little pick-me-up, they can go up to the positivity wall and take a sticky note. Now, again, you remind them they don't stand there and browse through the options, they just grab one and go. And it's their choice what they do with it. There's no hurt feelings. Students can take it, they can put it in their pocket, some stick it on their desks. However they feel like they want to use it is completely fine. Now, to do this online, again, I tried to mimic this as closely as I could. Here's the picture of the positivity wall, and I've already linked what I use for this. Now, I use Padlet. I'm going to show you first what it looks like, and then I'll show you how to create it. So when I click on this link, it takes me to a virtual bulletin board. Padlet is a really great tool for students sharing ideas and having them be able to see each other's ideas. And in the classroom, this is powerful because it's live, so you can see as they start to pop up. I actually have left the option for students to not have the names, so it didn't do that by default. They still obviously write their names because they're used to doing that. Here are some of the things that my students really felt like would be positive and brighten somebody's mood. So they come on to this page. It took them right here. There was no login needed. And they clicked on this little plus sign down here. You can see when you click on the plus sign, it turns into a pencil. And all that does is right now at the top corner, it's created a new post. The top is the title. Right below it, you would type your response. And the second that you stop typing, so we say, sample test, you unclick and it's there, it's done. It auto saves just like things on Google would. So it makes it really easy for kids to come on to access it to either add one, or if they're having a bad day or a hard time, they can come right here and view some of the things that their classmates have said. And it's definitely more powerful having things from their classmates rather than things that I've written down. So now to make this is also very simple. You are going to want to go to padlet.com, and you sign up for a free account. Now, once you've set up your account and you get back to that home page, it's going to look something like this minus the different Padlets that I've created. You have a limited amount with the free account. I believe it's 6 and I haven't hit it yet, and I have 5. So you click on this pink Make a Padlet button, and you get to choose how you want it to look. I encourage you to explore these. They're really cool. I always default to wall because I think it's easy. I like to add these fun things, but not try to jazz it up too much. Everything that you are going to do will be on the right-hand side, and there's only a few things for this. Title. They've given you My Glorious Padlet. You're going to want to go in and add your own title. And now when I scroll down, you can choose a different background. They have all of these different wallpapers and you can add your own. Again, I'm not going to go through all of these, but you can explore. There's some really cool ones. Typically, I'll end up going with a brick wall or something simple like that. So that's the background. You can change the color scheme or the font. Again, I've never changed these things because I think it looks nice without changing anything here. Now you can choose these settings. Do you want people to be able to comment on posts? I usually turn that off, just knowing students and not being able to control what they can do. I turn that off. I have the first post be the newest. That's what this right here is, so that students can't try to rearrange them. It just defaults to the newest post at the top. And then down here, you can choose to filter it even further, that you moderate it. Or you can have it filter profanity. And again, elementary school for 3rd grade, I'm not worrying about that so much, but that's something definitely to consider if you're working with students where that would be a concern. Once you've chosen all of your settings, you click next, and that is it. This is your Padlet. Once you hit start posting, it's blank. To share it, just click this share button in the corner. There's all these different options. At the top, it says copy link to clipboard. Even better, if you're logged in through Google, you can directly click on Share to Google Classroom, and it will take you in and walk you through the whole process of posting. So it's very easy. And again, when I put that on these Google Classroom slides, I just put the picture, could be anything, and then you click on the little paper clip next to my picture and add your link there. It's very simple. I hope this was helpful. These are some tools that my kids love and use every single year. So I hope that your students get some good use out of this.